Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wonderfully Hopeless podcast. It is January 13, 2020, and it is almost 7 o'clock at night. I should have filmed yesterday, but I didn't. Anyway, so thank you for tuning in, and so let's get started. So we're going to start with a finish. My first finish in 7 months. It's pretty outstanding. So I finished my Daisy Fairy. I think she looks pretty epic. I am going to frame her, and for now she will hang on my wall. The eventual plan is she's going to be a gift for a niece. However, I have many nieces, and before I give one something, I need to make sure I have something for the others. And yeah. Alright. So that was my finish. Now for some progress. And I've already filmed this video once, so yeah, bear with me. The sound was horrible, so I opted to do it again. And so stuff is not as organized as it was the first time around. Alright, so first up, excuse me, I have been working through my Hades to get page finishes. I have several Hades started, and none of them had page finishes, so I'm working through them. So next up was Snow, and she's a little bit more difficult because of the monochromatic color scheme. However, I am making progress. So I'm trying to work on her a little bit every day, but she seems more time on the weekends than during the weeks. So with the stitchy bug back in full force, I'm trying to rotate through a few projects to get some more finishes. One was great. Let's see how many I can get in 2020, because I have 48, maybe 49 whips, because I think I forgot to add one to X Stitch. So I need to get some of these whips done. So the next step is Sleeping Beauty by Joan Elliott, and it is in this book. So when I started the week, I had this flower done, and I've gotten all this some of these green bits. So I'm working on the floor, and this is 28 count fabric I dyed myself. And when I'm done, it should look amazing. And then the last thing I stitched on this week was, from this book. So it's an original Strawberry Shortcake, and the center page has come loose, so that's tragic. And I'm working on Strawberry Shortcake herself. So I have stitched several of her friends, and I think what I've decided, because I adore Strawberry Shortcake, and my intention is to stitch most of the designs in here. I'm not going to do like the baby Strawberry Shortcake, but I'd like to do Strawberry Shortcake on all of her friends with their pets. So I have a few done. I want to do more. And I finally decided what my end goal is. I think I'm going to turn them into project bags, because then they're useful and they're not just sitting, because I'm not going to put them in my office. My office is like incredibly eclectic. I have Nightmare Before Christmas. I have a zombie voodoo doll that I made. I have crafts and fairies, and yeah, it is an eclectic, crazy mess, but I like it. But I'm not gonna, anyway, the point, not going to hang strawberry shortcake up on the walls. So what can I do with it? Well, project bags. Be super cute. I can look at my strawberry shortcake stitching and enjoy it. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe this summer I'll go through the ones that I have already done and make project bags. We'll see. I'll prepare that with fabric and yeah, we'll see. All right. So, where is she at? So here's where we're at. I'm not taking her off the frame. I'm sorry about the email. Let me turn that down. So I've been working on Custard, and I just started stitching on her on Saturday. So I'm hoping to have her finished, if not this week, next. So in the next 2 weeks, I expect to have her finished. My goal is 30 minutes a day on her. Matter of fact, before I stitch anything else tonight, I will put in my 30 minutes on her because my crafting time will be minimal tonight. So she will for sure get time. So those are the 3 projects I have been working on. However, there's a couple other things I'm going to show you craft-wise. So when I'm ready for a mix-up on that rotation, the next step, and actually this one will probably come in when Strawberry Shortcake is done and get 30 minutes a day, and that is Home is Where the Cake Is, and this is from one of the European cross-stitch magazines. I used to have a bunch of them. I would buy them on Google Play, and so I have that. However, when I just do that. So it is large box color. It's super cute and look super adorable in my kitchen or as something for my kitchen. I'm actually thinking this whole new finishing outside of, I was thinking I might, because it's on white, I might stitch it up and make it cover my KitchenAid. But you probably wouldn't see enough of the stitching, so I don't know. That's where that's at. And it is just on 28 count white even weave. I have a bolt of 28 count even weave in my closet, so lots of things are on 28 count even weave. That was the best anniversary gift my husband, I think, has ever bought me, because I just keep getting to use it. Alright, so there's that. And then I kitted up 2 new projects. One of them, if possible, I want to start tonight. So let's start with that one. So I didn't print it out, or I printed it out, but the whole story thing. So I decided to go to Frosted Pumpkin and buy the cute koala. The next time I'm in the mood for a small, and I've got a couple more that I need to finish before I start another small, I figured I'd just start the koala. So I got the koala, and I loved the cost, so, you know, great. And I couldn't resist. I got the Animal Almanac, and I'm going to start that. It's just too cute, and animals are my jam. I couldn't resist. So, not being willing to buy fabric, and I have a lot of basic fabric. I don't have a lot of fancy fabric, but I have basic fabric. So, and I didn't feel like hand dyeing. I've hand dyed my own in the past. I'm capable of it. I wasn't looking for that kind of a time investment. So I just pulled out an MCG Textiles 28 count in mushroom. So this is what I'm going to stitch it on. I think it will look cute with colors. So I had to order a couple from 123 Stitch, and then I got to go pick up one at the craft store, but I think that'll look cute. And like I said, I'd like to start tonight and at least put a couple stitches in. So there's that. And then I am doing, and I can't really show you too much on this one, so I made some modifications to a freebie chart. So it's the awareness ribbon mandala from Ink Circles, and I've modified it for obviously for a different disease than it was intended. So I'm going to be stitching that on 14 count. This is the sparkly stuff from Charles Craft. And here's my color palette. And my goal is to have this finished, fully finished, by the end of May. And that's kind of it. And it'll be more obvious once I start stitching on it. So I know I'm being cryptic, but that's okay. Because it's what I feel like doing today. I don't want to talk about. So, there's that. Alright. So, I was at work when my friend messaged me to tell me that Aid was 50% off, except for the koala. And I was so tempted to get the koala pattern, but I would probably not stitch it because that's huge. And while it's stunning, I can't justify the money right now for something that big that I'll probably never stitch. But 50% off, hey, there was 2 that I've been wanting for a while. I bit the bullet. So I got Minnie Coming to a Room. Now I was gifted the full size. However, the full size is massive. Just massive. And I don't know that I will ever get it done. The fabric for it is going to cost a small army. And, yeah. So, I opted for the mini because I could see myself finishing that. So, I have plenty of minis. I don't know what I'm doing. But then I also got the Amazing Animal Kingdom by Amy Stewart. So, it's the bookshelf. And I was thinking this one would be epic in my classroom. Epic. If I can finish it before I retire. That's always the goal. So, that is all of my cross stitch. I have some other things that I'm probably going to get on the works now that my Stitchy Bug is back in epic force. And you know, I've been stitching for a month, and I'm looking at a pile of cross stitch and new starts, and what are you going to do? Anyway, we're going to pretend. So, that's the cross stitch. I'm sure it's going to get worse. I have more whips than I know what to do with, and they're all amazing, and I want to work on them all right now. I'm trying to be good and prioritize. Oh, excuse me. So, that's cross stitch. Knitting. I am not knitting as much, obviously, because I'm cross stitching. But I am knitting, and I'm focusing on 2 pieces right now, mostly. This is my Suburban Wrap by Hohi. And I'm doing it in, where are my yarns? So, One Twisted Tree, and I have Night Bus Escape and One of a Kind. And I don't remember which color is which. So, and there will be a third color at some point. So right now I'm doing these stripes of the purple and the teal. And Lord, is that going to look amazing. I'm loving it. It is, I'm going peacock. It's going to be colorful and bright. And let me tell you, this time of year, colorful and bright. If I could get this done spring, summer, and have it, it's going to be gorgeous. Epic. Love it. enjoying it. Yeah. So there's that. Let me toss that out of my way. I have a lot of knitting projects. I am really going to have to pare down a little bit on all these projects. I say this and I won't do it. But, you know, I said it, right? That counts, right? I'm sure it does. I hope. If it doesn't, oh well. Alright. This is Recharge, and this is a really simple, but I think it's going to be super elegant. And I'm doing it in a beautiful cranberry color because I love red, pretty much any shade of red. And so, yeah, I can't have enough red, and different shades of red would be good. I have 3 red shells right now. A dark red, a dark burgundy, bright red, and a heavier bright red, and now I have cranberry. And then one last epic craftiness, and I do mean epic. So, I have a 3D printer. Well, my husband and I have a 3D printer. And all the parts are coming out. Alright. 3D printer. I have been printing for the last week a sock machine. So I now have, I mean, this is just 3 of the parts right here. I have now all of the parts printed. I need to do some sanding and some assembly. And then I am going to have a sock machine. And my plan is to make handmade socks for Christmas presents. And this will make it possible because I can just knit the tubes and put heels and toes and cuffs on. I have sock yarn. I just need to get it assembled and start practicing. And I probably won't get everybody a hand knit pair of socks, but I will get quite a bit done, and because I have a 3D printer and I can do awesomeness like this, some people are going to get 3D printed objects for Christmas. We have several in mind. So that has been my epicness. So I have 3D sock machine parts all over my desk. I now have cross stitch all over my floor. And I think that is it. So I am going to wish you guys a great evening, and I will talk to you next week. Yeah, we'll talk to you next week. So I hope everybody has a great crafty week. And yeah, talk to you later. Bye-bye.